If it goes off again, that's me done. I've had enough. I'll just sit here until it goes off again. Hi Nathan, if it goes off again, I'm not coming back. So if it goes off again, it's just ridiculous, this. Well, it lasts about 2 minutes, doesn't it? And then gone. If it goes off again, people, I'm not coming back. So talk amongst yourselves if it goes off again. Because I'm going to give up and watch the telly. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep restarting it, starting it, restarting it. It's just ridiculous. Unless I can buy a new setup, there's not much more I can do. I won't be back this time. I'm not doing 4 times, Nathan. If it goes off again, that's me done. Yeah, me done and dusted. I shall just watch the telly. Oh dear. Can't be coping with this. It's so frustrating. It doesn't give you any warning. It just goes, it's gone. It doesn't say I'm closing down or anything like that. Zup, gone. So I don't know what's happening with it. As I say, I've had 2 weeks, apart from last Saturday when it cut off once. I've had 2 weeks where it's not cut off at all. So I don't understand what's going on. How it can stay on. Hi, Lizzie. If I disappear again, I'm going. Yeah. It just keeps cutting me off. I don't know. I'm getting really fizzed off with it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Dottie. I do not know what it is. If I knew what it was, I would solve it, but I don't know what it is. Yeah. It's really peeing me off now, yeah. I haven't made any videos for nearly 3 weeks now because I can't trust it to upload anything. It just seems to be like when I want to do anything. If I'm not doing anything, if I'm just watching things, yeah, I've definitely paid the internet bill. I think it's not, I don't think it's an internet issue. I think it's my PC. I think it's faulty wiring or something like that. I've checked everything I know, but I don't know anything about things like this. So all I can do is just open. If it goes off again, it'll be night-night, everybody. Talk amongst yourselves. I mean, it might stay on for you if it docks me off next time. I don't know what it is. I really don't know. Don't know. It never did it for about how many years I've been here. It's only started doing it, hasn't it, just recently? So it's obviously a fault with something or other. Never mind. It's very stressful. It is when you don't know whether you can stay on or you're not. You don't know whether you can start a conversation in case you go in mid sentence. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things. Oh, we don't have a Labour Day. Probably nobody working over here. Oh dear. I can't help it, Mimi. I can't help it, dear. It just keeps going off and that's it. We've done all of that, Dottie. They say there's no problem with the internet. That's what makes me think it's my computer. Makes me think I'm going to have to put my hand in my pocket and buy a new setup, which I didn't want to do, but hey ho, it might have to be that, yeah. Still, yeah, everybody else's internet's working fine. My telly's working fine on the internet. It's just this PC that just keeps cutting off. Well, they keep saying there's nothing wrong with the tower, so why does it keep going off? I don't know. One of life's mysteries. Yeah. I do have a laptop, but when I put the laptop on, I can't read what everybody else is writing because the little writing is too tiny. Well, it's not a laptop, actually. It's a Chromebook or something. But I have used it in the past when I've been desperate. But it really means I can't read what you're writing. I can talk away on it. I can chat away, and you can chat amongst yourselves, but I can't read what you're chatting. So it's very frustrating. And everybody keeps saying, put it on your phone, do this, do that, and it doesn't work. I just can't read what everybody's writing. It's titchy, witchy, witchy writing. A new battery. No, it's electric. It doesn't need a new battery. It plugs into the mains, Dottie. It doesn't have a battery. Oh, well, I shall just carry on with me knitting and just hope for the best. Yeah, it's a desktop, Dottie. It's not a laptop. It's a nice big desktop. Oh, God. I mean, were we better off before we had all this stuff or what? We rely too much on technology, don't we? What did we do without it all? What did we do? We actually spoke to people, didn't we? We met people and we went out and we spoke to people, yeah. I mean, if it weren't for my PC, who the heck would I talk to all the time? I mean, my real friends in real life and my cousins and that, I still talk to them over the internet. So, I mean, where would we be without it all? We do rely far too much on technology. When it goes down, you think, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But today I didn't. I just went in the conservatory and read my book because I thought I'm not messing. I used to have a big tower, yeah. I loved my tower, but of course it went. And my son's like, oh, you don't need a tower anymore. You need one of these little tiny things. I had my tower for about 15 years with no problem at all till it went. Yeah, I mean, when I'm bored, I mean, you can watch YouTube. You can find some lovely people on YouTube. You can watch what they're making and what they're doing and everything. I've got quite a load of people that I watch. I mean, I watched, quite people doing who they watch. And I even made a list of like, who do I watch? But I've never been able to make a video since because it's not just me internet. My blooming camera's not charging up. It's like, oh, whatever else. It seems like when you get anything electrical that goes wrong, it like goes bump, bump, bump in a road, doesn't it? And other things start to happening. Hiya, Nerdy Stitcher. If I go off again, I am going off because I've been off 3 times already. So I'm just warning you now. If I disappear, I'll be disappeared. I'm having internet difficulties. Oh, it's driving me nuts. Yeah. Oh, good, good. Very well done, dear. I'm not down anything. I mean, with stress and one thing and another with this PC and my camera and not making any videos and different things. I'm just really getting brassed off with the whole thing. At least I can cast off my sleeve. I've got one more sleeve to do on this little card. I think I was doing this last week, wasn't I? I haven't done anything. It's a baby cardigan that I started last week. I've done absolutely zilch. I knitted a tiny bit when I was at Knit Club, but that's been it. Well done, everybody. Yeah. My blood pressure will be going through the roof if this carries on, won't it? What am I doing now? Trying to cast off and even making a pig's ear of that. Yeah. Right, let's cast the last stitch off before it disappears. Oh. Right. Right, one sleeve done. Now to start the next sleeve. I've just not been in the mood, for any knitting, any crocheting, anything. Oh, go you, Dottie, go you. Oh, I did buy some wool. Shouldn't have done, but I did. Oh, wee, my knees. Oh, hopefully I can show it to you before the camera goes off again. I went on the market to get some baby buttons, and I called on Julie's stall. So I got Woolcraft Baby Care in white, but it was £1.60, so that was really over the odds, that one. And I got Baby Pebble double knitting, which was £2.60. Again, I thought over the odds, but it's only 100 gram. But it means that it puts the price up of anything I want to make when I have to pay £2.60 for a ball, And then there's a bluey one. Again, that's £2.60. This is why I prefer to shop online. I don't know who makes Baby Pebble. Woolcraft. But I'm sure she's over the odds with the prices. I might be wrong. I don't normally buy. I normally buy from Naked Sheep, something like that. I don't think it's £2.50 down there. But I just like the look of it. So I spent £14. I didn't need to, because I got some buttons as well. And the buttons weren't cheap either. I'm used to being eBay and online. I'm a type so-and-so, yeah. No, the doggies are upstairs. Upstairs they are. With the mum and dad. Hi, Munchkin. Yeah, thumbs. Before I get booted off, put the thumbs in the air. It might make a difference. Might make a difference to me staying on. You never know. Cast on 26 stitches. Yeah, they went out for a big long walk today, so they're happy. They're probably sleeping upstairs. They were a little bit upset this morning because next door's having the driveway done. So, of course, they had what they call a pecker going, breaking up the concrete. So That upset them a little bit, you know, because they thought they were on our driveway. And you know how territorial our Rosie is. And then I had a visitor in the afternoon, a friend of mine, came round in a wheelchair. She did manage to get into the back garden, which was nice, because we've got steps everywhere, you know, at the front back door, even the conservatory door, so she couldn't come in the house. But luckily it was a lovely day and she managed to get over the little step that got her up the side of the house, if you know what I mean, into the back garden. And it was a lovely sunny day, so she could sit there. So it was nice to see her this morning. I must admit, when she first said she was coming round, I was still in my nightie, or pyjamas, I should say. She must obviously be an early riser, I'm not. It was lovely today. It's very mixed. One day up, one day down. You get a lovely day of sunshine, you think, hey, up, summer. The next day throws it down. It's not consistent. They keep saying we're going to get, well, we used to call it an Indian summer, but I don't know if they can call it that anymore now. But we used to get Indian summers in like September, because it's 1st September tomorrow, isn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Oh, God, I can't see. 22, 24, 26, I think. I think that's 26. I should put my glasses on, shouldn't I, when I'm counting stitches? Counting stitches. Let's put my bins on. I'll make sure I've got 26 stitches on. It keeps flicking, this blooming screen keeps flickering. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. I have 27 on, so. Yeah, my niece was hoping to have moved into her house before she had to go back to school. But, one thing after another after another. I keep blaming the solicitor. Why do they have to piddle about so much, solicitors? You know, they get paid good money. I don't know what they do with their time. Probably have loads of cups of teas and scratch their behinds, you know what I mean? They don't exactly rush. I mean, our solicitor, when we bought here, didn't actually rush, but that was COVID. So, you know, they had an excuse because send me bits and bobs for crafting. Well, it depends what bits and bobs, Sina. You know, I only knit or crochet. I don't do any stitching or anything embroidery-wise or anything like that. But yes, I am open to offers for any other bits and pieces. But, oh dear. But I don't have a PO address or anything, so you'd have to contact me privately, email me, whatever. I usually have my email on my videos, but I didn't bother putting it on today because I thought I'm not going to stop on for 2 seconds, so it's just going to keep going off on me. So, oh yeah, anything like that. Because if I can't use them, I've go to 3 knit clubs. So there's always somebody in need of something. Yeah, always somebody in need of something. If there's something that I don't particularly need, then they will come in handy. Yeah. There's always somebody saying, have you got a stitch holder? Have you got a stitch marker? And we all have to delve in our bags and try and find bits and pieces for people, especially when somebody new starts, because they never have all the equipment. You know what it's like when you're a new crafter. You don't have all the bits and bobs. And let's face it, it's so expensive these days to get all the different needles you need and all the different things that you need. It's so expensive, isn't it? So when anybody's beginning, you know, we always try and rally round and, you know, find them some bits and bobs like to set them off with, yeah. Yeah, I get that. A knit club. Anybody got scissors? Anybody got a tape measure? Yeah. I mean, some things I don't have, because mostly I crochet, so I don't always have stitch holders and things on my person, yeah. And I never carry spare crochet hooks. I never do. I don't know why I don't, but I never do. I think it's because I have a special kind of crochet hook. And so I don't have that many of them, so I don't run them out. Because I've got other spare ones, so I suppose I could take some of my ones that I don't use and put them in my bag in case anybody wants. What I call an ordinary crochet hook. The ordinary generic ones you buy in a pack, yeah. I have quite a few of those because at one time in my life I did try to teach crochet. And so I thought, I'm not giving them my good hooks because inevitably they walked home with them. They went home with them. Yeah. And so I just bought a load of cheap ones. Yeah. You got a bag plus crochet and cotton and crochet and an amigurumi gardening doll. You do well, don't you? I never come back from crochet club with anything. To be fair, though, like on Wednesday, somebody had brought in some part balls and oddments and different things, and she said to me, "Do you want any of these?" And I said, "No, save them for somebody who really wants them because I'm using up my part balls." I thought, I'm not being greedy. There's always somebody wants, part balls and things like that. They do that occasionally with us. Occasionally they bring in patterns they don't want. But, oh, hello, my phone going, hello. Is that somebody saying, where are you? Oh. Oh, it's my friend. She sent me a picture of a plane with all this wool stacked on top of the wings of the plane. Yeah, said it looks a bit like me. First thing I put in my suitcase when I'm going anywhere is my wool. And I always crochet on the plane because I'm not a very good flyer. Not that I've been away for years and years and years, but I have to crochet on the plane, otherwise I get too nervous. I'm not a very good flyer. I'm not so bad when I'm up in the air. I kind of tell myself I'm on a coach, a bus or something. And I don't sit near the window, so I don't look out and see the sky. Yeah. Your sister's in Turkey. Oh, having her teeth done. Oh, I wouldn't go to Turkey for anything. I saw one of the hospitals in Turkey with my friend, and that were enough for me. It was like going back in time. I was expecting Florence Nightingale to come round the corner at any moment. It was terribly, terribly basic, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'd leave my clothes at home and just take me knitting. Well, take me crochet. I always take something fine, something that you don't like want to crochet when you're here. Thin hook, thin yarn that's going to take you like a fortnight to make anything. That way you don't have to take much yarn. You just need to take a couple of balls and a hook, don't you? But if you take bulky yarn or something, you can't fit that in your case. Especially these days when they want you to just go with a carry-on, don't they? You knitted all the way on from Vancouver. There are some people in this world, Dottie, that do have lovely teeth. It's not me, but I mean, there are some people who have lovely white teeth all on their own without, without any help from Turkey. Oh, I wouldn't like to go. I, I don't know. I hate dentists anyway. I hate paying for dentists, let's say. Well, you probably can tell. I do go, but I mean, I hate paying for them. They seem to make up a figure as you go in, don't they? Oh, she looks like she's got a few more, but 120, you go, I'm only coming to have them looked at, Hi, excuse me. So I don't think I'd want to go to Turkey. Sorry, I hope your sister's okay, Nathan. I hope she gets nice teeth. Doesn't come back with a set of gnashes that look like Mr. Ed. Yeah. Yeah, we can't get an NHS. There's no such thing over here as NHS dentists. You've got to pay private. It's a shame, isn't it? People are going to have rotten teeth all over again. It's like going back to the dark ages. You know, every time I have something wrong with mine, I just say, take it out, you know. Yeah, Rashford, yeah. Is he called Dane? I don't think he was called Dane. Yeah, he's the one who does the food backs, yeah. Yeah, he's ridiculous, isn't it? And don't get me started about the winter fuel. Don't get me started on that. Marcus Rashford, yeah. That's the one. I knew it weren't Dane, yeah. I was used to, well, you've got insurance, haven't you? I was used to be free on the NHS. You'd have to pay if you had fancy things, you know, like a crown and things like that you had to pay for. But you only, I when it went private, I went on a scheme called Denplan and I paid so much a month. But they only really covered you for ordinary checkups, hygienists and ordinary fillings. They didn't cover you for things like crowns or root canals or things like that. And I inquired, but now it's absolutely astronomical just to pay each month. You know, I can't afford things like that. So I just have to, every time I need anything, I just take it out, check it out. You'll see me one day with no teeth. When you see me all gummy. And I'm doing a GoFundMe for Janet Spell's teeth. I hope you'll all remember to stick a quid in when I have no teeth. Yeah. I'll be saying, I will knit you a cardigan if you pay for my teeth. Oh dear. See, Sheila's still busy knitting, isn't she? I have to laugh. One time she says, I'm not taking any more orders. I'm not doing any more. I'm going to knit what I want to knit. I'm not taking any more orders. And then next news is she's got this ordered, that ordered, the other order. And she's busy, busy, busy knitting. And I'm going, hang on a minute, Sheila. Didn't you just say you weren't doing any more orders? Good luck to her. Good luck to her. If she can sell them, good luck to her. Hey ho. She's always busy, that girl. She's more dedicated than I am, though, yeah. Yeah, she was saying it's Saturday afternoon, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm not doing a live tonight, am I? Then I looked at my calendar and I thought, no, it's Friday. She's wrong, it's Friday. Yeah, she did say today, it's Saturday today. I got the wrong day yesterday. She did say that today. Oh, dear. I'm hoping to put these baby cardigans up for sale eventually, but I know she knit, knit, knit. I haven't got the energy for all that knit, 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 Dotty. I can only knit or crochet when I'm in the mood. I used to do a lot more when I was on my own, you know. Yeah, I used to do. But since I've been here, I haven't. There's many distractions, and of course, I've got the knit clubs and meeting friends to go to the cafe and things. I've got a better kind of social life than I used to have. Although I thought I had a good social life before, but obviously I didn't go out as much. I Debbie B. Oh, I'm sorry you've not been very well. Seems to be a common thread amongst us here, doesn't it? That's one reason why I haven't made videos. If I'm not feeling 100%, I just don't come on make a video, because I think people don't want, to hear whiny videos. When you come on and you're not well and all you're going to talk about is how you're feeling. And I'm thinking, nah, I'll stay away till I feel 100%. Well, I never feel 100%, but till I feel more than 50%. Yeah. How's Sue going? Do you know, I haven't phoned her this week, Connie. You've reminded me. I need to give her a ring. Yeah. I might do tomorrow. I might try and catch her in tomorrow, because she won't be working tomorrow. She's working again, you see, Connie. So during the day, I can't ring her. Yeah. So I tend to ring her in the evening, and then I forget. Brain dead. Forget. Yeah, I've had a few issues with my stomach on one thing and another, and I always think, nah, people don't want to know. Just keep it to yourself. I feel like I'm boring when I've got nothing to talk about, when there's nothing major happening, or I haven't bought things, or I haven't made things. And I think, what are you going to talk about if you make a video, Jan? People don't want to hear you waffling on and on and on. Although I'm meant to put on a comment on Sheila's video, because when she was talking about learning to knit and everything, I thought she could be me, because everything she was saying was kind of resonating with me, like, except my dad didn't teach me to knit, it was my mum. But when she was saying about people used to give her odds and ends and stuff, I used to knit and crochet, well, not crochet much, but knit with the ends of the bobbins of cotton that came from the cotton mills. Yeah, I made that many dishcloths. Oh, I know, it's not good when you lose people you love, is it? I've only lost parents. Well, I've lost a brother. Yeah, I've not lost a husband except by choice. Yeah, so I can't say I know what it feels like. Yeah. Yeah, but the story of my knitting, Dottie, was very, very similar. I learned to knit at the age of 5, yeah. I was going to put a comment. I watch her on the telly. And when I watch her on the telly, I can't write a comment. And I keep meaning to come on. Fat Man Scoop, who the heck's that? Sorry, Nathan, you've lost to me. Oh, my health's up and down, up and down. Hi, Chris. Oh, I've got plenty of stories, Dottie. Yeah, I could write a book, except people would have to leave town. If I started writing stories about my past, yeah. I don't even know who he is, Nathan. Not a clue. He's not that famous, because I've never heard of him. Chris, this is me third time of starting. It just keeps cutting off on me. And I said, if it cuts off again, I'm not coming back here. Famous hype. I've never heard of him, Nathan. Never heard of him. Can't be that famous, can he? It's a generational thing, isn't it? Obviously. We're not up with the kids or down with the kids, whatever the expression is these days. Is he very famous? I've never heard of him. Never heard of him. But as I say, I don't follow things like that. You know, I'm not 25 years, I've still never heard of him, Nathan. Hi, Denise. I've given up trying to be down with the... I'm knitting baby things at the minute, baby. Yeah. What does he sing? What does he do? Don't tell me he's a rap artist, because I don't believe in that stuff. That's a load of junk to me. No, if the rap artist, I don't know. I'm not in with this. I'm knitting a baby cardigan, just on the last sleeve. Nothing very fancy, just a baby cardigan, yeah. What's a hype, man? I've no idea what you're talking about, Nathan. It's all double Dutch to me. I don't know what hype. Feel the hype. No idea. No idea what. No, I've no idea what hype man is either. Hypo? I'm obviously not with it. I'm not of the age group. Hip hop, oh God, nah. Not my generation, not my era. Don't like hip hop. Look, I never even like punk, so there's no hope for me, is there? Yeah. Breakdancing in Olympic sport? Oh dear. Are we all excited about Oasis rejoining? No. I didn't like them when they were together before. So who cares? Who cares? If they're back together again, I didn't like them in the first place. Hi, Yolanda. No, I never liked Oasis. We're going to be bigger than the Beatles. Oh, right, yeah. Like hell you are. Well, I don't like rock and roll, so not heavy metal, so that's why I don't listen to stuff like that. Oasis, yeah. Listen, I wouldn't pay to see him if it were free. I heard them once at Eaton Park in Prestwich when they were together the first time, and I could hear them at a distance, and I'm thinking, and people think they're good. They were like two cats wailing. I've got to roll with it. Oh no. No, Phil Collins, no, he wasn't with Oasis. Oasis is Noel and Liam Gallagher. Two jumped up little prats. No, I don't like them. Don't like them. Never have done. Never will. Showing me age. Hiya, Val. I've been off 3 times. I've been off 7 times today, Val. So if I disappear, I've disappeared. Every time I start doing anything, it keeps going. This is my third start on this live. I'm a different generation to you young uns. I don't mind some of the modern groups, but not all of them. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 30, 32. Oh, I've got the right number of stitches off here. I've still never heard of him, Nathan. Still never heard of him. You're not going to convince me. You sound a bit like that guy that used to come on here that used to like K-pop. He was always on about people I've never even heard of. Oh, dear. You forget how old I am, Nathan. I don't listen to all this modern stuff. I've never been much mainstream. Not for years, anyway. No, Elvis leaves me cold. I'm sorry, he does, yeah. I was never an Elvis fan, even when I was young. But having said that, I was never a Cliff Richard fan either. I never really had a one, person that you'd follow. I never really did. People were, oh, I'm a Cliff fan. Oh, I'm an Elvis fan. Oh, I'm a this fan. Buy every record that they make. I never was, yeah. I used to bit and bat about, I'd have a bit of this or a bit of that or whatever. I've never heard of Radio X and XS. See what I mean? You're talking to the dumb here, Nathan. Talking to the dumbos. It's not on Radio 2. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, they were pop music, weren't they? It was the era where it was all pop groups, girls or boys, wasn't it? Like Take That, wasn't it? And all that jazz. Stuff like that. I didn't either. I got a lucky dip, Linda, from Wednesday that's gone in tonight, but I probably won't have won anything. I never do. No, I'm just very eclectic with my taste. It bounces about from one thing to the other. I mean, I like some country and western, but I don't like all country and western. I like some pop things, and yet I don't like others. No, I doubt it, Linda. I doubt it very much, no. No, I'm just, like you say, I've not got one taste in music. It's very eclectic, mine. I like reggae, for example. I love reggae. Love a bit of reggae. When I used to be doing my cleaning, put a bit of reggae on. Woo! I used to like a bit of folk music. I used to like a bit of, I used to like Backstreet Boys, is it? Or Blackstreet Boys, whichever it is. One of the two. I even used to like, oh, I hate rap. Oh, yeah, don't go there. Yeah, you're right there, Val. I used to, like Westlife and things like that. Backstreet Boys, yeah. Backstreet Boys, all right. But I used to like things like Il Divo. What's he called? Why am I thinking of Iglesias? It isn't. Oh, God, I can see him. Oh, my God. He sang with Ed Sheeran. You know what I mean. Yeah, Il Divo. Yeah, that opera type singer that sang with Ed Sheeran. I've forgotten his name. It'll come to me in a minute. I'm sure everybody else knows his name. Yeah, I've got a lot of his out. A lot. I like Sia. S-I-A, Sia. Andrea Bocelli, that's the one. I've got quite a few of his well, they're not LPs anymore. I keep calling them LPs. Yeah, I float about, Nathan. I just don't like one kind of music. But I never got into punk. I never did like punk or rap music. Yeah, yeah. Sia. I've only got one CD of hers though. And I used to like Celine Dion. Yeah. No, I don't like rap music with the chatter, 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 chatter. No, I don't like that. Yeah, as I say, my taste in music just floats about. One week I'll like somebody or other and I'll play that all the time. The next week I'm like somebody completely different and I play that all the time. I'm just not consistent. Yeah, I like a bit of country. As long as it's not miserable. Our dog died and that's, oh no. I don't like the miserable country. I like the more country, a bit more. It's not really country, is it? A bit more like Shania Twain, yeah. A bit more upbeat, yeah. I know Shania Twain's not popular in the country music because they think she's too pop, yeah. God, look at my roots. Oh my God. I'm going to be a brunette soon. I'm like Lily Savage. No, I just hear music and yeah, man, I feel like a woman. I can't believe you kiss your car goodnight. Yeah, I don't like country music with people whose dogs died and the woman's cheated on them and oh no. I like Alan, what's he called? Alan, somebody other that does country songs. Alan Jackson, yeah, I think he's good. But I don't like, like you say, I don't like everything. I don't like all of the ones that everybody makes, yeah. I like to pick and choose. I buy an LP, well, I keep saying LP. I buy a CD of somebody that I like, but then I pick and choose which tracks. Some tracks I just skip over because I don't like them. You know, it's strange. We all not like what we like. Wouldn't do for us all to like the same people, would it? If we all like the same people, there'd only be a few. I like a few things that Teddy Swims does, but not everything. Yeah, I like certain songs that certain people do, but I don't like everything they do. It's like I like Disturbed singing that "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend," but I don't like most of what Disturbed do. Yeah, they're too raucous, heavy rock for me. But yeah, I love that Sound of Silence from Disturbed. I think it's brilliant. I think it's the best rendition ever. You can sort of keep your Simon and Garfunkel, yeah. She probably was frozen, actually, and it probably was very cold. She probably wasn't wearing her thermals. She needed them on. I was watching Who Do You Think You Are the other day. It was one of the Spice Girls. It was Melanie Chisholm. Yeah. Melanie. What was she? No, she wasn't spicy, was she? Sporty she was, wasn't she? I've even forgot it's that long ago. Why has my mum got I flick my knitting when I knit. I flick it so I get all these weird bubbly bits. Nathan's the same age as me. Less about a half. Oh dear. Age is but a number. When I get up in the morning, I'm at 106, you know. Mentally, you know, somewhere in my 40s, I think, yeah. Physically, about 106, yeah. But you've got to be thankful that when my friend came round today with MS and she can't get out of her wheelchair, she can't put any weight on her legs are rubbish, of no use at all. And you think you've got to be thankful, don't you? So I can actually still walk, yeah. Oh my God, you're making me feel really old now, Nathan. Lady in red. Yeah, this lady, she's had it for quite a while. She's about 50, I think, now. But she's had it for quite some time. It's a shame. I feel decrepit most of the time. Oh dear. I just can't get it into my head that I cannot do the things I think I can do in my head, yeah. God, 27 years. Seems about 10 years ago, don't it, to me, that happened, you know? It's like you can remember where you were, can't you, when you hear these things, you know? This finger keeps triggering, you know? With arthritis, it keeps going into like a trigger spasm. But it's been worse because I haven't actually been doing any knitting and crocheting. I mean, my mum was the same. She was riddled with arthritis in her hands. She was terrible. And every time she went anywhere, the specialist would tell her to stop knitting. And she kept saying, no, if I stop knitting, my hands will just claw up and they won't do anything. I've never been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, but I do have flare-ups. So I don't know whether I have it or I don't. It might be just flare-ups in arthritis for all I know. A push teapot, yeah, when it triggers, yeah. Oh, I hate it when I do that. When a stitch drops off my needle and I have to pick it up again. Mm. The worst is when you drop a stitch when you're doing a lace pattern. Oh, and you can't pick it up because you can't get the whatever. Oh, and you have to tink it back stitch by stitch until you can get yourself sorted. I know people used to say, oh, you've got to put a lifeline in so that, you know, it can't go any further down than the lifeline. But you forget, don't you? I've got a lady at Knit Club. She's a fantastic knitter. She knits the most fabulous fine shawls. I'd be rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Val knows who I mean. She's, intricate lace shawls in fine, fine yarn. And I'm like, oh. Never in a million years could I do that. Well, I can't knit on worms anyway, so I'd never get all the stitches on, would I? Yeah. Yeah, you remember these things, don't you? Like you remember when President Kennedy was shot. You remember when, you know, the Twin Towers, don't you? You remember things like that, yeah. Oh, Mrs. D, that shawl she did in pink and red. Oh, God, that was so intricate. And she kept saying, oh, I'm really enjoying this. And I'm like, oh. I can knit socks in finer yarn and I can crochet with finer yarn. But, oh, I couldn't knit them fine shawls. I'm hopeless. Hopeless with things, especially now. I struggle now with fine crochet hooks, yeah. 2 4. Hang on a minute. 2 4 5. No, it's not an increase row. It's what happens when you're talking. Doing a Sheila out. I forgot what I'm up to. I've only got to increase every 6 rows, but I keep forgetting. I've knitted with fine yarn for baby things when I was younger. But my fingers don't grip, you know, fine needles very well. Oh, she's so sweet, isn't she, Mrs. D? And she'll stare at the camera and she'll say, I'm boring, aren't I? Why don't you switch off? She makes me laugh. Yeah. Yeah, every time and again she stops and I don't know what you're watching me for. Her eyeliner fascinates me. Her eyeliner and her eyelashes. It's never smudgy or, you know, out of whatever. And the way she talks. Yeah, she is. She's absolutely got a lovely personality, hasn't she? Yeah. And then she goes on about whooping cough. You don't want to hear about that. She'll say, you don't want to hear, do you? I'm still whooping. God, she's had that cough such a long time. I wonder if she's got that kind of not long COVID. You know, that like 100 days cough. I mean, she says it's whooping cough, but she's had it such a long time, hasn't she? Oh, gosh, yeah, I hope she does every day in September. Because I'm missing I watch another lady in Israel called Crochet Objet, and she's done every day in August. And she's not doing every day anymore now at the end of August. So I've got to miss her. So at least I'll have Paula. Because Denise has stopped doing every day as well, hasn't she? So there's only really Sheila that does every day. When you watch people, though, every day and then they don't do one for a week, you're like, where are they? Where have they gone? Where have they gone? Nobody misses me. Yeah. I mean, her bags are gorgeous, aren't they? But they're out of my price range. But she does make absolutely lovely project bags. You'll have to do your own, shall you? I can't do every day. I've tried it once. I did it once about a few years back, but I couldn't stick to it. I felt like I was struggling to find things to say. My life wasn't that interesting. I mean, I don't even go to the bingo like Sheila does. So I can't even talk about that. And I can't talk about the knit club because nobody in the knit club wants to be on my films. They've all said, no, don't film us, don't mention us, don't. So nobody wants to be on the videos, yeah. So, no, it's not one of my things. I don't mind Sheila talking about it, but it's not one of my things, bingo. I've never actually been. I've played an odd little game in an interval in the club when there's just been like one sheet or something. Yeah. I would do it more, I think, if I was on my own. But I get very sort of self-conscious if people are in the house. I like to be on my own when I do things. No, I don't love bingo. I'm sorry, Linda, but you won't get me playing bingo. It's not high on my list of priorities. And my dad tried to teach me golf once when I was a teenager. Oh, we gave up. I think I've told you about my coordination with balls and eyes, yeah. I'd go, yeah, it's not that you're saying anything out of turn. It's just I feel self-conscious when I know people are around me, yeah. Oh, I hope you're going to go to see The Naked Sheep when you come to Cleveland. Hi, Ethan. That's if she's open, because she's always shutting. When it's school holidays, you go and she's not open. She's shut, and you think, nah. Yeah, I like to be on my own when I'm making a film. I think I can be more spontaneous when I'm on my own, yeah. I used to do a lot more videos when I lived on my own, yeah. Naked Sheep, yeah. It's just, I don't know why I should be so self-conscious, really. I mean, I could shut my door and be on my own. It's just, I don't know what there is about it. Why I don't feel like I can. I mean, it's not so bad tonight because I know that they're upstairs and I shut the door and they know I'm making a video, so they don't come in unless the dogs come busting in, but they don't come in. So, I used to love doing the videos with Sue. I absolutely, hiya, Kaz. I used to love doing the videos with Sue. We had a great rapport. We were like Markham and Wise, weren't we? You know what I mean? We bounced off each other. We just did. She got my humour. I got hers. We just, I mean, even doing one with Kelly, it was great to do one with Kelly. But I've never got the hang of doing this split screen thing with other people. And I tell you, I have never got the hang of Zoom and stuff like that. People say to me, why don't you do Zoom? I'll join in. Somebody else wants to do a Zoom, I'll join in. But I can't commit myself to doing Zooms. You know what I mean? I would happily join in if someone else would do a Zoom, but no, I don't want to have to. Sometimes even doing this live on a Saturday night, sometimes I don't always want to do it. I'm fine when I start doing it, but before I do it, I'm like, oh, do I really want to do this tonight? Do I really want to? Yeah. No, Dottie, you will not get me doing it from my end. No way. Especially with my PC, the way it is and the way it keeps cutting out, there's no way I'll be doing a Zoom. I'll join in if somebody else does a Zoom. If anybody else wants to put their hand up and do a Zoom, I will join in. But I'm not hosting one. Everybody's trying to get me to do it, but that's one thing you will not get me to do is a Zoom. Sorry, mates, but no. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't believe it's that hard, but I just don't want to commit. Doing the live is fine. Doing other things are fine. But adding Zoom to my list of things to do is just one thing too many to me, yeah. You know, doing a Zoom call and having to be there at a certain time, a certain date. Nah, no, it's not me at all. I mean, I'm not so bad with this Saturday night thing because I don't go out anyway, you know. But, I used to go on a Zoom. I used to go on a Zoom with Denise. It was Denise, Ruth, Sonia Jones, Zoe, sometimes, 24 karat crochet, sometimes Kelly. Yeah, there was about 6 of us used to come on. There was another young lady, I can't think of her name now. She used to sell sweets and things. Can't think of her name. There used to be about 6 of us. I mean, I did join in on Denise's Zoom, but they're lovely, lovely people on Denise's Zoom. Don't get me wrong, they are. But they were knitters like Stephen West Shawl knitters, and I just felt a little bit out of it. You know, they all talking about the hand-dyed yarns and kind of, what they were knitting next with Stephen West, and I just felt a little bit awkward, a little bit out of it. Sheila, don't you think Sheila does enough? Yeah, I've got some bag bases, Pam, but I haven't done anything with them. I keep thinking I'll try, but it's like a list on my... you have a list of things you want to do, don't you? But I've never even tried to do them. I've had them ages. In fact, it was one of the things I did buy from that dreaded tea site, yeah. But I bought some more. I actually bought more from Amazon, I think, yeah. But you made one, did you, Linda? Yeah, no, I've never made one. I've got all the bag bases. In fact, I even got some more, and I gave one away. I gave one to my friend Sarah, but she hasn't actually made one either. Yeah. Yeah, Sheila's email. I've got it as well because she's always puts it at the end of her videos, doesn't she? So it's easy to email Sheila. Yeah. I don't know whether she'd want to do Zoom though. I think she's got enough on her plate, hasn't she, really, with her knitting and stuff. Hi, Isaac. How are you doing? No, I've never known Sheila do a Zoom, no. I think we've all got projects, haven't we, Chris, that we've got and we think we're going to make, and we never do. It's like me buying them bits of fabric I was going to do, and I bought some zips. Do you remember I was going to do some project bags? I even brought them liners things with zips, yeah. Never made anything. Oh, you're all right, Isaac. Yeah. How's your mum? She all right? I haven't seen her post much lately. Is she okay? She normally posts nearly every day, but I haven't seen her on for a bit, unless I missed her. Facebook's funny like that, though, isn't it? It doesn't give you every post of everybody. Yeah, I have this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Buy all the stuff. Look, my fingers triggered. Ah, ah. See what I mean? It's triggered. Ow. Oh, it hurts when it does that. I hope it don't stick like that, because you have to have it a tendon cut, don't you, when it does that? Yeah, I'm always full of bright ideas. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Hi, Isaac's mum. Oh, I'm only doing a baby cardigan. Nothing fancy, Kaz. I can't seem to concentrate on anything lately. I just knitted up some like oddments and stuff, and then I went and bought 3 more balls of wool, didn't I? On Thursday, I went into the market, bought some buttons from the wool stall, and then got dragged into buying 3 more balls of wool, which I needed like a hole in the head, you know. But you do these silly things, don't you? Spending money I didn't need to spend, yeah. No, I'm just knitting some little baby cardigans. Eventually I'll try and sell them when I've done a few. Put them on eBay or something. Or I keep saying I'm going to start up my Ko-fi thing, not because I want the coffees, but you can do a little shop thing on the Ko-fi. I think that's what Denise does, doesn't she? Sells the stitch markers and that on Ko-fi. But I've never looked. It's another thing I've got on my list of things to do. You know, look into a Ko-fi web page or whatever. Because I'm not starting up that Etsy again. They rob you blind. I'm not doing that again. I got sick of keeping them in business. They just don't care about anybody small. They just want money, money, money off you. Like everything else, isn't it? You know, everybody wants the cut of you. The trouble is they don't want a little cut of you. They want a piece of you, don't they? Nuts for you does the coffee. I mean, if I put the Ko-fi on, then yeah, people could buy me a coffee if they wanted to. But I put it on and then I took it off because I didn't kind of, it sounded a bit like begging, you know, and I don't really like begging. I don't mind selling me things, you know, because that's not like begging, is it? But when people do these um, Patreon things, or you can pay to be a member. I mean, that Llama Mama Kayla thing's done something like that, and somebody's put a comment on saying, you know, I really don't think you should do this, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, YouTube. Yeah. I mean, YouTube, you know, they don't pay me much at all. I'll never make a fortune out of eBay, out of YouTube. I don't make the videos, though, to be quite honest. You've got to be really consistent. I mean, Sheila openly says if she misses making a video for a couple of days, her money goes down, down, down. Mine's just gone down, down and disappeared. It's true, though, that if you don't do a video, you don't get the views. I was laughing at Sheila, though, because she made me laugh. She goes, I've got so many million viewers. And she said, but they don't watch. Where do they go? And I thought, I'm the same. Yeah. Yeah, I think she's making a mistake. Although people will probably pay her £4 a month. I don't like things like that. Maybe it's just me. I just feel like it's kind of begging. And I don't feel I've got anything to offer. If I did patterns or I did something special, yeah, you know, then maybe I'd have something to offer private members. I mean, one of them says, it's pay for view type of thing. You get to see my video 2 days before everybody else. And I'm like, oh, whoopee. You know, if that were me, sorry, I'd keep my money and just wait 2 days and watch you later, you know. I don't, yeah, everybody does it. No, I'm kind of not into that. I'd rather not go in there, not have any more. I'm not that desperate to start earning money, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't have money and I never will have, but I'm not trying to rip people off or whatever, no. If I had patterns to sell or whatever, that annoys me and all. If it's Patreon or Patreon, whatever you want to call it, I've got this pattern, but it's only for my Patreon users. It's only for my Patreon users. And I'm like, huh, I don't want it then, you know. If you tell me you're going to sell it for $5, I might buy it. But if you tell me it's only for your Patreon users, I'll think, stuff it. I ain't doing that. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, God. One posh lady says you only tell the members. No, with me, what you see is what you get. There's nothing private. I don't have any tidbits that I keep back for only for you and my members only. No, give over. No. No, my life's definitely not riveting. You'd be expecting me to have something really tasty to tell you, and I wouldn't. No, I don't have anything that's that exciting. You know what? Yeah. If the patterns are only for your Patreon users, I'll be saying, right, sorry, mate, you know, ta-ra. Tell me I can buy it for $5 and I might be interested. Tell me I can only have it if I pledge $10 a month to your Patreon. I'm like, up yours. Sorry, mate, yeah. Up yours. I ain't buying it. Tell me it's on your Etsy store. If I like it, I might go and buy it, yeah. Oh, that clickbait thing, yeah. Yeah. When you've got to have a clickbait title for your video, otherwise you don't draw people. I thought, oh dear, if I have to start thinking about things like that just to make it, I'm not a business, never will be. You know, it's just, it just makes me mad. As I say, I would willingly pay $4, $5 for a pattern if it was what I wanted, but I ain't joining your Patreon. I mean, I used to watch that Star Lily Creations until she started that jazz. She used to sell her patterns, you know, on Ravelry and on Etsy. Fine, fair enough. They were expensive, but if I wanted one, I would buy it, you know. But not when she starts doing it's on my Patreon, it's on this. I think, no, sorry, mate. And I kind of went off her when she started saying people were ripping her patterns off, and I'm like, your patterns are not original at all. They're as old as the flipping hills, you know. So that's, like you say, no. There's no so funniest folk. There's no new fashion in this world, like my mum used to say. It's old times with vinegar on. Any pattern, it's just a variation of a theme in it, yeah. Oh, they're all in it for the money, aren't they? Of course they are. You know, tell you what bugs me the most. When they hold up a sweater and they say, isn't she lovely? And I'm going, it's a sweater, it's not a person. Yeah. How come a sweater is suddenly a she? Isn't she lovely? No, she's not lovely. It's a sweater, it's an it. Yeah. No, I've never been a fan of them. No. I went off of when they started doing bits in between, like about history and stuff, things like that. I just went right off them. I have sort of fads where I watch people and then I get fed up with them and then I don't watch them for a bit and then I go back to see if they've changed, you know. You know, and if they haven't changed, I think, nah, I'm not watching them. I'm probably still subscribed. This is where probably I get my subscribers from. People probably watched me a few times, subscribed to me, then forgot, you know. And that's where I've got all these subscribers from. They don't actually watch me anymore, but they're there. I'm grateful for them. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to hold my finger again. It keeps clicking down. It's really bugging me now. Keeps triggering, keeps sticking. I have to keep stretching it out. It keeps going click, click. Oh, sorry, Kaz. I can't do anything about it, love. I wouldn't mind if they paid me for the adverts, but they don't. You've got no choice anymore with your lives. They just put them on and you've got no say in the matter at all. I think I have one somewhere, to be quite honest. Oh, I can't block them. I cannot block the ads. That's one of the conditions they let you do. They let you do lives, but then... Oh, yeah, they waffle on too much, them bakery bears, don't they? You can stop having adverts on YouTube. I think you've got to pay. What have I got? I've got wine gums. Maynard's wine gums. Oh, bye, Yolanda. I know a friend pays so much and she doesn't have any. Oh, got a funny fridge. She doesn't have any. Oh, they pay you pennies, Kaz. As I say, I'll never be rich. You know me, I get a payment about every 3 or 4 months for a tiny amount. Some people don't get adverts. It depends what you're viewing it on. If you view it on certain things, somebody was telling me that if you view it, some people don't get adverts. I get loads of adverts on the telly. You know, when you're watching things on the telly, you get adverts going through them. It's just something I get used to it. It used to annoy me, but I could never read what they say. Sometimes they'd say things like rum, wouldn't they, or burgundy or something. Well, I can't see anyway with my eyeballs, but I don't know what it says on the wine gums. It's wine gums tonight, Dottie. Maynard's wine gums. Yeah, YouTube Premium, you don't get adverts. I can't read it, whatever it says. Oh, hang on. No. Still, oh, port. Since when has port been orange? Yeah, you have to pay not to have adverts, don't you? I don't know whether there's any black ones in here. Oh, there is. I shall eat that one in honour of you, Dottie. Jelly babies have that sort of coating on them. They're kind of crunchy, aren't they? I don't know what it is about them. They're not soft, are they? They're harder. I like squashy things. I used to like those juicy things that look like the shape of a tangerine. And can't think what they were called now. Yeah, it's that powder stuff, isn't it, that makes them like crunchier. Dewberry fruits, I think that's the one, yeah. Oh, I love dates. I love dates and I love prunes. Obviously, you can't eat many prunes or they have disastrous effects, don't they? But I like licorice, but I don't like the old sorts. I don't like that, uh, that icing sugary that you have to bite into with licorice all sorts. Oh, but I like licorice, yeah. Or figs, dates, sultanas. Oh, I love them, love them, love them. Absolutely love them. But obviously, you can't eat too many figs, dates, prunes. When I was young, we only ever had dates at Christmas. They used to come in that long box, didn't they? They used to have a thing inside, used to look like it was growing on a tree. My mum only bought one box. One box of dates she used to buy at Christmas. I don't know whether they were expensive, but that's the only time we had them. And she used to buy nuts, in the shells at Christmas. You had to crack them open with the nut crackers, didn't you? And then the bits of, it's like somebody cutting toenails, isn't it? Bits of this shell would go all over the place. And if you couldn't find the nutcracker, you'd be there with a hammer, wouldn't you? Trying not to smash the nuts to pieces. I don't eat nuts now, but I used to eat them when I was a kid. But they were a lot fresher than, I don't know where they come from now, but they're stale, aren't they, half the time, the nuts today. When you cracked them open in the shells, they used to be really fresh. Now I think they go around the world before they get here. They're always dry as dust. No, I don't like pistachios, no. I don't like nuts in general anymore. I used to eat them when I was a kid. Can't understand why I suddenly don't like nuts anymore. I'm not allergic to them or anything, I just suddenly don't like nuts anymore. And I hate it when they sprinkle nuts on your ice cream. But they used to be kind of, I won't say juicy, you can't say nuts are juicy, but they used to be soft and moist, the nuts. But nowadays they're like, God knows where they've been. They're definitely not fresh anymore. You think with all this world travel that things would get here quicker, wouldn't you? That they'd fly them here or wherever. But Lord knows where they get their nuts from these days, but they're definitely not fresh. Oh, you're like me then, do you, Nathan? Because I'm a nut. Yeah. Or is it nutty or nuts? You don't hear people saying that anymore, do you really? God, you nuts, you. Yeah. We used to have some hazelnuts in one of the gardens that I used to live in when I lived in Wales. There was little hazelnuts. But my auntie had like an orchard. She used to grow all kinds of fruit in there. We were talking about that the other day. You never see gooseberries, do you, anymore? To buy gooseberries. We used to have a gooseberry bushes in my auntie's orchard bit. She had like an orchard all covered over with netting so the birds couldn't eat anything. Yeah, things that just don't taste the same. And if you should ever buy a ready meal, woe betide, because it's got no salt in it, no anything. It tastes as nothing. It's like they've forgotten to put things in it, They're scared to death of putting any seasoning in, aren't they, in case it... Oh, you can't put salt in it because people who have high blood pressure can't have the salt, or, oh, we can't put this in it or that in it anymore. And yet they stick horrible blooming herbs and spices and junk in it, yeah. Yeah, I love gooseberries. Gooseberry crumble. Oh, gooseberry pie. Things like that we used to get when we was kids. You don't see them anymore, do you? You don't see... When have you last seen gooseberries to buy? I haven't. And Wimberry. I've never seen a Wimberry in donkey's years. Wimberry pie. Oh, I used to love that. Wimberry tart. Never see Wimberries. Never see gooseberries. It's not fashionable anymore, is it? People don't like rhubarb anymore, do they? So, blinking kiwis and avocados, isn't it, these days? Oh, yeah, I got gooseberry. The Marks and Spencers do gooseberry and elderberry. Gooseberry fool, I think it is, or something. But you don't see actual gooseberries to buy. It's all that blinking blueberry rubbish, isn't it? Who wants a blueberry? I don't mind them in a muffin or a bun, but I don't want blueberries on my cereal, thank you very much. I just don't like the taste of them. Yeah. All right, Kaz, good night. Sleep well. Hope you get good customers tomorrow. You don't get any any idiots. Hope they're all nice. Unless you've worked in retail, you do not know what it's like. Customer is always right. Ooh, you get some awful people. I think everybody should be made to work in retail. These little Shiites that come in, that start abusing people who work in a shop because they think they're so much better than them. I think everybody should be forced to do compulsory retail therapy. Retail. To get shouted at, abused, and God knows what. I think they should have to do it. It's part of the curriculum. Anybody who's worked in a shop knows what I'm talking about. Especially in a supermarket, they think it's their right to shout at you. Night, Cass. Yeah, I've worked with people all my life, even when I worked at the DWP. You can't get any worse than that, tell you. They think you're there to be abused, to be threatened, yelled at, sworn at, and abused. They think it's their God-given right. How dare you suggest I go for a job? How dare you? I'm only here for my money. You give it to me, you biatch, yeah? Don't tell me you're not going to give me. You're going to stop me money because I know where you live. There. I'll come and firebomb your house. Oh, whoopee-doo. Come round, I could do with the insurance money, love, yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. Oh, God, you can... Oh, there's all too many blooming do-gooders if you try to stop their money. All these do-gooders that say, oh, you can't do that. They come from a bad background. They don't have a good... Yeah, right. Yeah, you're supposed to pander to them and namby-pamby them. And you think, nah, stop their money. Oh, dear. It was great. You don't stop the money for no reason. You don't have a vendetta like they think you have. You stop their money when they don't do as they're told. You don't do it for fun. Oh, do you remember those shops you used to go into when they used to greet you at the door? They wouldn't let you look round. They'd stick you in a cubicle and start bringing you dresses, and if you didn't like them, they were getting really snarky with you. And you'd end up buying something you didn't like just to get out the shop. You young uns don't know what it's like to be pantsed on, because they used to work on commission, these women in these dress shops. So they wouldn't let you out that door unless you bought something. I'll think about it. God, I used to hate it. I was so glad when someone like my C&A opened up, where you could actually go and choose your own things without somebody pouncing on you. And even then, they used to be standing there saying, is there anything you would like to see? Which, are you looking in the right place? Would you like me to show you? Oh, go away. It's because they were all on commission, you see. So it was worse than how you're being served, you know. At least today, today it's the opposite now. Now you can't find an assistant, can you? If you want to know if they've got it in a different size, you can't find one. You can walk up and down. You can't find anybody to ask. And then they say no, because you know they won't go and have a look because they're too idle to go in the back and have a look if they've got one. I swear they just go in the back, stand there, twiddle about, and then come back out and say, no, we don't have one. I used to work with one at Asda that were like that. They used to say, do you not have any more boiled ham? Do you not have any? Just a minute, I'll just go and look in the back. And I knew damn well they just went in the back, through the double doors, sat there for about 5 minutes, come out and say, no. Never even looked, because I knew there were boiled ham in the backup. I knew it were there. But she was my supervisor, so I didn't dare say, I think there is. No, one woman, I knew she never looked. She just went in the back. Just stood around for a few minutes and then came back and said, no, we don't have any. I used to think, you haven't even looked. Marks and Sparks are the worst for that. If you ask them anything, they'll say, no, we've only got what we've got here. It's all on the rack. You know damn well they must have stores in the back. They won't even go. Yeah. Yeah, my dad used to tell me about a woman who went in wanting bacon. She said, I want it that thin, my husband can read the paper through it. Only because she was tight. She probably gave him 2 rashers of bacon that were probably thin little things. Yeah. She wanted a bacon that thin, her husband could read the paper through it. Well, it's true, really, isn't it? I mean, some of these places. I mean, it's like if they're under 18 or something, it used to be absolute rubbish. The minimum pay rate when you're like 16 to 18 used to be absolutely peanuts. You know, it's, you know, and at one time there was no minimum wage for anybody under the age, I think it was 18, or was it under the age of 21 or something? That was when I first started working at the job centre. There was no minimum wage for the youngsters. You could pay them £2 an hour if you wanted, and you know they couldn't complain because there was no minimum wage. I think they altered it, they brought it out, but it was still peanuts compared with anybody. And then what they used to do was when people got to 18 and they needed to go up to full money, they used to fire them and get another 16-year-old in. It's like the YTS we used to have in the UK, Youth Training Scheme, I think it was called, YTS. Companies used to take these kids on, and the job centre would pay half of the wage. So the people company only had to pay the other half. And of course, as soon as they were out of this YTS scheme, they wouldn't keep them on. They used to fire them. When I started work, it would be 1960 something. I got £7 a week. £7 a week. That was at the National Provincial Bank, which later turned into the NatWest Bank. I got £28 a month when I first started working there, when I was, 18, I think. £28 a month. And out of that, I had to give my mum £10 for me keep. Yeah, £28 a month. Mind you, when I got married, my husband used to earn £19 a week working for, well, it was the post office in those days. It wasn't the GPO, which is now the phone company, Telecom. Yeah. Yeah, he used to get £19 a week. And people laugh now when I say our mortgage for the house was £19 a month. And they say, gosh, your mortgage was only £19 a month. Oh, that's brilliant. I said, no, it's not, because he earned £19 a week. So for every month, we had to live on 3 weeks' money, which is the same as anybody now who has to pay £600 a month mortgage when they're earning £600 a week. Yeah, it's the same. And I can't get that through to people. People say, oh, you were so lucky. Your mortgage was only £19 a month. And it was still 1 week's wage. Yeah. You know, and that's what we used to have to do. That's what we lived on. That's why we never had any money when we first got married. My mum used to make, with the leftover pastry, she made a pie. There was always a little bit of pastry left over. She would roll it out and put currants or raisins or something in, a bit like an Eccles cake, really. And then burn it all, bend it all over and cook it. I used to love it. Yeah. Oh, we never got anything. I mean, don't forget, I was brought up with rations, yeah. I mean, I'm like Sheila. We were brought up when things were rationed. Food was rare, scarce. You didn't have things like chocolate. You didn't have sugar even, Everything was on a ration. You got 3, 4, 2 shillings and 6. Yeah. Yeah, I got £7 and working for the bank, which was supposed to be quite good money. Yeah. No chocolate. Well, it was on ration. I wasn't too bad because you had to have coupons. It wasn't a matter of having money. It was if you had black market, but people who had money could get black market. But you had to have coupons to get your chocolate. I was lucky in the fact that neither of my aunts, well, we used to call them maiden aunts in those days, you call them spinsters now, didn't like chocolate. So they used to save up their coupons and give them to me and my brother. So we did actually used to get some chocolate, but it would be a Mars bar we would have. And my mum used to cut it in very thin slices. So you only got a slice of a Mars bar. You never got a Mars bar, if you know what I mean. It had to last the whole week, yeah. And we used to get chocolate, which was called Five Boys. It had a picture of 5 little boys on it. And that way, it was thin. It was like wafer thin. It was like a penny, wafer thin. And my mum would break off a little boy, yeah. That was like 5 days. She would break off a little boy. You had one little thin, and we're talking thin. We're not talking like chocolate is now. We're talking a thin. And that was what you would get. 5 boys. Yeah. No, we didn't have sweets, no. Showing me age. Yeah, no. But kids today with the sweets and the chocolates and everything they take for granted, they can have anything they want. I never even saw a banana. I didn't know what a banana was. First time I saw one, I was like, what on earth is that? Never saw a banana. I hope nobody ever has to go back. But people think they're poor now if they can't afford things. And I'm like, you should have lived through what our parents lived through and lived through what our grandparents lived through. When our grandparents, they didn't have a pension and they didn't have any sick money if they couldn't work. There was nothing like that. I mean, if you think people have it hard these days, you should go into social history and find out how little. And it makes me laugh when people say, oh, we can't afford, they've got big widescreen tellies, they're smoking their heads off, they've got cans of beer, and they say they're poor. And I'm like, no, you don't know what poor is. Poor is when you don't have anything, yeah. If your man's out of work, you don't get any pay. You don't get a dole, you don't get anything, yeah. They've never been through bad times. They've never had to pull the belts in and do without things. They just think it's their God-given right. It's their God-given right to have everything, and it isn't. It just makes me cross. If they can't afford McDonald's, they think they're poor. Excuse me. No, you're not poor. You're poor if you can't afford a loaf of bread to make some toast. That's when you're poor. Not when you can't afford McDonald's and you can't afford this and you can't afford steak. Yeah, you were never on rations in the US. You never had it. Our ration. I mean, I did put once upon a time on Facebook, I put what the rations were. And somebody in America said, was that the rations for a day? And I went, no, that was the rations for week. Yeah, a week. Oh, God, right. Well, I used to work at the job centres, Dotty. And they'd come in with their degrees and God knows what. I don't work for anything less than 22,000. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, really? Have you got any experience? No. But I've got a degree in tourism or something like that. Got a degree in media. And I'm like, oh, really? Have you ever volunteered anywhere? Have you ever got any experience? Have you ever worked anywhere? No. The parents have done everything for me. So what did you do in the school holidays? Oh, we went skiing. Then they wonder, yeah. I said, if you don't volunteer, if you don't work, if you don't have any experience, if you don't have anything to put on your CV, except I've been to university, I pissed about for 3 years. took drugs, partied with my friends. The employer's got to look at your CV and said, oh, yes, really? And you think you're worth 22 grand a year? Get lost, yeah. Then they wonder why they can't get a job. I used to deal with them every year. Arrogant little so-and-so's coming in. Too good. Too good for a job. Too good. They want to walk into a managerial job. I'd love to work into a managerial job, and I've worked for all my life, yeah. And they used to be treating us like we were dirt, you know. Oh, yeah. A lot of the young ones do not want, they want to be influencers. I want to be on social media. I want to be an influencer. Yeah, right, okay. It's fine. When you're starving and mummy doesn't want to keep you anymore, come back in a bit. I said that for my son, he's always worked. He's always had a job of some description. I mean, some of the jobs he's had have not been that clever, but at least he's worked, you know. I always worked because I always worked in the shop. You know, in school holidays. Even from being, 13, 14, probably illegal to work in the shop, but my mum used to have me working for me pocket money, you know. I used to be a Saturday girl. If I didn't work on a Saturday, I didn't have any money to go dancing on a Saturday night. It was as plain as it was, you know. You don't work. Oh, I should. That's my necklace today. That's what it is. Blue, 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 blue. No, if I didn't work on a Saturday, I didn't get any money to go dancing. She was very strict in a way, my mum. Unless I was ill. But then, of course, if I was ill, I wasn't going dancing on a Saturday night. But, you know. You know, every now and again I say, I don't want to work. I don't want to. I'm fed up, Mum. I don't want to work in the shop. And she said, okay. But you don't get your pocket money tonight. Have you saved anything up out your pocket money? Well, then you don't go, do you? And if I spent my money on a Saturday and I wanted to go to the pictures on a Sunday, it was like, no. It teaches you the value of money. I tell you, you know how to budget. I knew exactly how much money I had on a Saturday night to spend, yeah. You know, if I had to pay to go into the dance and I'd have enough money for one drink. If I was thirsty after that, I had to go into the ladies and drink tap water. Because I only had money for one drink. And it wasn't an alcoholic drink, it was a soft drink. And that's all I had. You know, there was no money for anything else. And if I spent more than that, if I had two drinks, it would mean I couldn't go to the cinema on a Sunday night. We used to meet up and go in the park sometimes on a Sunday afternoon. But we would just walk there. Didn't get the bus or anything, we would walk there. We would walk round the park and walk home. That way we didn't spend any money. If you were lucky and you had a date, sometimes they would pay for you, which were like, hey, hey. Oh, good night, Pam. But it wasn't very often I got a date. I mean, I'm not really ugly or anything, but I just didn't get many dates. But you learn the value of money. And if I wanted anything, like I used to get some dress material sometimes from the market and make myself a dress. You had to juggle. You knew you only had your pocket money. Unless I worked extra in the shop, I didn't get any more money. My mum would let me have the thread. I never had a zip in anything. She would let me have the zip out of the shop. But yeah, it's coming back to that now, isn't it, Dottie, that people should learn a trade. I mean, apprenticeships. If you wanted to be a hairdresser, your mum and dad had to pay the hairdresser to take you on to be an apprentice. You didn't get wage, you had to pay. I mean, when I married my husband, he was technically an apprentice at the telephone company. And I can remember thinking, oh my God, we've made it. Because from having £19 a week for about the first 2 years of our marriage, it suddenly went up to, I think it was to £25. And we thought we were in the money. £110. I know I like it hot, Shad, but that's too hot. I like about 80, 85, even 90. I like. But I don't think I'd like 110. That's just a bit more than I could take. Oh, my fingers triggered again. Oh. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, 14, 16, 18, 20. 24. 32, 34, 36, 34. I've got the right number of stitches on, and I've lost my other sleeve. What have I done with my sleeve? Oh, it's there. Oh, I love hot weather, Isaac. Not as hot as Shad's, but I love hot weather. No, I can't do that. I watch people like, what's she called? Ali. Little Drops of Wonderful, and she likes winter. And I'm like, God, no, I don't like winter. And she's like, I don't like summer. Summer's not my favourite season. I'm like, no, winter's not my favourite season. I freeze in the winter. I hate the winter. I don't think we get much humid over here, do we, really? It's either raining or it's dry, hot. We don't get anything in between. It's either throwing it down or... He does live in the UK, Dottie. Isaac does live in the UK. I hate rain. I'm sick of rain. It's a wonder we don't have web feet. The other day, all the seafront was closed off at Cleveland. They had barriers up. You couldn't get on the seafront. It was that bad. The waves were lashing over the top. It was terrible. And it was blowing a gale. It nearly blew my scooter away. Live by the sea, they said. It'll be fun, they said. No, thank you. Oh, I've got hiccups now. Oh, shh, Mimi, don't jinx me. This is my third attempt. Oh, dear. Oh, gosh. Yeah, get a dog, yeah. That's one thing we never really need in the UK, is air conditioning. It would be on for about maybe a few days a year. So it kind of wouldn't be worth paying all the expense, to have it installed. If it gets too hot, just switch a fan on. I must admit, I've never put a fan on since I moved in this house. At the other house, I used to have an overhead, like Casablanca, big wooden fans going around. I had them in every room. I even had a fan in my bedroom. It was so hot in my other house. It's one thing I have never needed here. I have never needed a fan. What shall I do tomorrow? I don't know. I keep threatening to go into the shed. I need to tidy up in there. I'm full of good intentions, aren't I? Full of good intentions that never come to anything, yeah. Well, you should have given her an autograph and let her go. Watch Annie tomorrow. Oh, we can watch Paula tomorrow, can't we? If she's going to do one. She's going to do one every day. We can watch Paula, can't we? Eee! Something to watch tomorrow, Paula. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh gosh, counting the wrong one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 16. Paula, Stitched by Mrs. D. She's going to do a video every day in September. If you've never watched Stitched by Mrs. D, you're missing a treat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, she's going to be doing a video every day. Wee-hee. Earth, Wind and Fire. Well, at least you knew he was genuine. Asking you, had you seen a dog, and you had. Yeah. People are always losing dogs around here. That was not very nice if you'd just seen the dog. You could have said it's gone that way, couldn't you? Doesn't hurt to be polite. I'll see you, Connie. Oh, my computer's making strange noises. Hope it's not going to go off. Oh, you saw the man before the dog. Thought you'd seen the dog first. My computer's making strange noises. I hope it's not going to go off. If I do, it'd be nice seeing you all. Because I certainly am not coming back again. People are always losing dogs around here. They must never keep them on a lead. Or they must not shut the gates properly. Our local page is always, have you seen this dog? Or has anybody owned this dog? Or we've just found this dog. They're all forever losing the dogs, yeah. Well, at least they found it then. At least they found the doggy. The dogs around here usually get found. Well, if they want to be found, yeah. That would have been a bit weird, Chris. If a dog had said, have you seen my master? I've lost him, yeah. Uh-huh. If our Rosie got out, she'd be in Blackpool before we knew it. I don't think Trixie would go far, but she might follow Rosie, yeah. No, not all men are predators now, you know. Oh, we used to have an Akita across the road who was always digging his way out. He used to dig under the fence. He was a pain in the neck. And they were at work. And I was the only one that people used to always come to me. I don't know why. Neo's out. Neo's out. What do you want me to do about it? Go and get him. He got to the stage where he used to bite me because he didn't want to go back. And half of the time, I couldn't put him back in the garden because he took a big hole to come underneath. So I used to have to phone him and they used to have to come home from work, put him in the house. A number of times I've tied his lead and tied him to the, they had steps going up. I used to have to tie him to the post because I couldn't bring him in my house because of my dog. My dog didn't like him. To be quite honest, I didn't like him either. He didn't like me because I tell you, he used to bite me because, you know, he knew I was going to put him back in his garden. Yeah, he used to dig right down, dig underneath, come out. No, they used to put Neo in the garden because they used to go out to work. And they didn't like me having to phone them up because, I mean, one guy he worked across town. He used to put his kids in a carrier thing, you know, on his bike. He used to have 3 little ones in a carrier behind his bike. And I used to think, oh my God, he's going down the main road with 3 little ones in a carrier on the back of his bike. How dangerous is that? Anyway, they moved. He had a little boy and then they had twins, a boy and a girl. They moved, went to living nearer to where they were working. I don't know how she went back to work with a 3-year-old and baby twins. Don't know. It must have cost her a fortune in childcare. The twins were a complete surprise. And the baby was a complete surprise. Baby number 2 and 3 were not planned. So you can imagine her feelings when she come back. I'd seen her looking, and I said to her, "Are you all right?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Why? What's the matter?" And she goes, "Well, I'm pregnant." I said, "Yeah, well, I sort of gathered that you were pregnant." She said, "Yeah, but there's 2." Oh dear. So we didn't even plan on one. Must have been a thing on our street because I think there was another couple of people had twins, yeah. Must have been a very fertile street. When my son was born, they were all singles that were born. Mostly boys, actually. I think there was one girl born, but most of them were boys. Because we had this thing saying, you know, Mountainside can only produce boys. But even before I left, the babies that were born were all boys. Must be a thing about that street, having boys. Must be something in the air or the water or whatever. Our street was very fertile, yeah. It still is, because I'm still on the WhatsApp group, so I'm still nosy at what's going on. So it's still a very fertile street. Mind you, when we moved in, we were the only ones with a baby. They were all elderly people. Of course, one by one, they all either died or moved away. And like by the time I came to leave, I was like one of the oldest ones on our street. They'd all moved out and they were all young ones having babies. So there was quite a lot of babies. Well, there still is quite a lot of babies on the street now. But I mean, they're a bit bigger now. They're not all babies. Because I've been gone, nearly 4 years. So the babies will all be going to school nearly now. It was like a creche. Oh, right. I haven't got it yet. It might be arriving later. Uh-huh. I'm nearly up to the shaping, the raglan. Oh, another half hour to the witching hour. If it goes off now, I'm not coming back. I will give you all fair warning. If I disappear now, that's me done for the night. It's nearly the witching hour. I've been so tired recently. All I want to do is sleep. I don't know why I'm so tired. My mask's working. Can't see it. Oh, you can a little bit. When my friend came round this morning, she said, "You wear a mask, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, why?" She said, "You can see the strap lines." Spring onions and chickpea salad. I don't really eat chickpeas. Are they nice? I don't really eat them. Do they taste of anything? I always think they look kind of bland, as if you should put them with something. You know, they look kind of not tasteless, but you know what I mean. I always thought you put chickpeas in something else. You know, like a stew or something. Oh, chickpeas and hummus and cake. Oh, wouldn't have thought about that. I can't say I've really eaten chickpeas. Maybe I have, I just don't know about it. I've not really eaten hummus either, or guacamole. I'm not a dippy kind of person. You know, some people eat a lot of dips, don't they? Because I don't like nachos and things like that. You know, people who sit with nachos and dip in them, and I'm like, think the only dip I used to like was his sour cream and chives or something, or sour something and chives anyway. But I'm not into naturals, like I say. I don't eat them, so I don't know. They don't thrill me, naturals. Some people absolutely love them, don't they? I'm weird. Loads of things that people love, I don't like. Yeah. That's probably a good job I don't like them then, Chris, if they've got salt and fat in them. Probably would be enormous if I started eating them. I've actually gone off crisps, or chips as you call them at the moment. You probably noticed I haven't had any for a couple of weeks. I've just really gone off them. One time I would eat loads of, crisps and stuff and that. Now I don't know why, I just don't fancy them. What are you doing, Janet? Stop it, being silly. You're knitting two together when you haven't cast it off two. I'm shaping for the raglan and I haven't crossed enough any stitches. Silly girl, silly, silly girl. What are you doing, Janet? Concentrate, girl. Oh, I agree with you about stupid arthritis. Arthritis is the scourge. I never thought people in hot countries got it as bad. I thought it was because I lived where it was damp and cold. I thought that's why I got arthritis. I know the doctor used to say, you need to live in a warmer country. No, I think I shouldn't, like, every time I say I knit and I crochet, it's like, oh, you got arthritis, you shouldn't do it. And I'm like, if I don't do it, I'm worse. If I don't knit or crochet all week, my arthritis is absolutely shocking. I mean, it can't do anything for my knees because I don't knit with my feet, do I? But, I always think a little of what your fancy does you good, but obviously not in excess of anything, really. We had Caesar salad and chicken tonight, yeah. I don't mind salad. I quite like salad. And I like vegetables. Yeah, well, that's what we had for our tea tonight. Well, when I say Caesar salad, I didn't have the dressing. I don't like the Caesar salad dressing. I don't like tofu and all that rubbish. I'd rather not eat meat, but I don't want to eat tofu or whatever you call it. Soya. Ugh. Soya is vile. I don't care how you disguise it, how you put gravy on it or sauces on it or stuff. It's vile stuff. I don't eat a lot of red meat. No, I don't know why. It gives me back taste, anything with soya. I don't taste it when I'm eating it, but when I've ate it, I get this absolutely vile breath and a taste in my mouth that's disgusting that you cannot get rid of with anything. So the minute anybody sneaks a bit of soy in anything, I can tell right away. I like fish. If you give me a choice of anything to eat, I would eat fish. Not salmon. I'm not a wild lover of salmon, but I don't like oily fish either. I know it's supposed to be good for you. Oh, God. Have you ever had turkey bacon? That's absolutely vile. Oh, my God. I went on this diet thing once with, I don't know, it's not Weight Watchers, what was it? Slimming World or somewhere or other. And they wanted us to have this turkey bacon. Ooh, I'm sorry, but no, I can't have bacon. I don't want it. Yeah, it's got to be. I don't eat a lot of bacon, but if I'm eating bacon, I want it to be proper bacon. I don't want it to be pseudo bacon, fake bacon. As I tell you, it's funny, you know. I worked, as I told you, I worked at Asda, which is Asda Walmart, part time. What, about 20 years ago? We could not sell vegan stuff come loving the money. It used to get left on the shelf. We were always reducing it and we used to finish up throwing it in the bin. And now look at it now. Everything's vegan this and vegan that. We couldn't sell it. And that tofu, I mean, God knows why we sold it at all. Because I was forever throwing it in the bin. We'd reduce it. They wouldn't buy it on the reduced aisle. And as for that Linda McCartney stuff, we used to throw it away. I don't know why Asda insisted on stocking it because nobody bought it. But now, I mean, it's all vegan this and vegan that. Oh, and if you've ever eaten vegan cheese, oh, Lord above. There's nothing so worse as vegan cheese. I accidentally picked some up. I thought, oh, that's reduced, that cheese. Oh, it was like rubber. You couldn't cook with it. It just went into like rubber. It was absolutely awful. No, don't ever have vegan cheese. Ugh. No, I like eggs as well. I can eat scrambled eggs, poached eggs, even fried eggs occasionally, but not very often. I like a fried egg if I'm having bacon, which really isn't that often. So that's what I do. Vegan haggis, I can't think of anything worse. I don't like haggis anyway. My late next door neighbour, unfortunately, she passed away. She used to always bring me haggis back, only a little one, about the size of a tennis ball. But she used to say, "Isn't it lovely?" And I said, "Oh, it's lovely, thank you, Julie." I hated the stuff. That wasn't vegan haggis, though. That was haggis. The legit haggis is bad enough. Right, Isaac. Night. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to hear from you. Say hello to your mum. Oh, this finger doesn't stop triggering. Oh, it's getting worse. It's triggered about 5 times tonight. I hope it's not going to do that permanently. I'll have to see if I can find my finger splint. Yeah, you do that, Isaac. Tell her I said hello. See if I can find a finger splint to keep it. I'm not sure if I've still got it. I might have thrown it away. I had it for when I broke that finger. But this one now that's giving me grief. I rub that arthritis gel on it every night, but it's not doing a lot. I wear my splint at night, but it only comes across there. It doesn't keep my finger straight out. This has only just started up about 2 weeks ago. It started doing when it clicks, it clicks. It feels like it gets stuck. I can hear it clicking when I open it. It goes click, click, when I open it. And it gets stuck down, and I have to make it come out, yeah. I think it's what they call a trigger. Is it trigger finger or something? Yeah, I think it needs a splint on it to keep it out instead of bending over. And built-in fidget. It's a trigger. Yeah, I'll order one online. I don't think I can find the other one. I think I threw it away, to be honest. It was like a finger strap that kept your finger, but it was for that finger. But this is for my little finger. That hurt. It's like from there to there. It's hurting, at the joint at the bottom as well. Oh, old age is fun, isn't it? You young uns don't know what you've got coming. It's all great fun. In between my elbow and my wrist. I put arthritis cream on it every night, Chris, but it's not doing much good. And I wear my hand splint because if I clench my fingers when I'm asleep, so I need to keep them out. So I have to wear the hand splints. Oh, it's fun getting old, isn't it? But this is my finger keeps locking down. Yeah, they used to say that, didn't they, years ago? To sting arthritis with nettles, yeah. The arthritis cream I've got at the moment is called capsicum. I think that's kind of like a pepper, isn't it? A capsicum. This is probably all started since I had, it's doing it again, since I had, I can't straighten it out. Oh, it's done it. Since I had my carpal tunnel done. This is when it's all started, all this trigger finger thing. It's annoying. My Aunt Jane, who was the tailoress, she had both hands, both the fingers on both hands, like stuck down, yeah. She used to go and have wax baths at the hospital. We used to stick her hand in warm wax. I don't think it ever did her fingers any good, but I mean, nowadays they cut the tendon, I think, don't they? Yeah, it does burn a bit, I must admit, that capsicum-based cream. I've got some other gel somewhere. I must look that up. I have some. It's called Flexisex, not S-E-X, S-E-C-S. Flexisex. I must find that because that was quite good. That was recommended to me by somebody who had arthritis. It's somewhere around. I'll have to find it. Oh, don't go there, Chris. It's that long I forgot. Yeah, I had to laugh when this woman told me to get it, and I'm thinking, you know what? And she said, it's not spelt like that. It's not spelt like that. She says S-E-C-S. Well, it's like Crochet Rocks. She had, like, you know, the, what do you call it? Subtitles that come on. I've done it again. Subtitles that come on. And one ointment she had, the auto, whatever it was, typed a very rude word. And she goes, that's not what it is. I forget what the word was now, but it was very rude in the typo. It wasn't what she was actually saying. It was just what they interpreted it as. She hadn't realised it was one of her comments at the bottom and said, do you realise what it made you say? So she played back her video like and said, oh, I didn't say that at all. It tickles me. Do you ever watch some of them subtitles? They're nothing like what people say, are they? Especially if it's one that's in a foreign language, you know. And you're reading the subtitles, if it could be Chinese or something, you're reading the subtitles and absolutely nothing. You know, you kind of get a gist of what they're doing, don't you, when you're watching the video? And you're looking at the bit underneath thinking, it's nothing like what they're doing, or nothing like what they must be saying. They cannot be saying that. Hi, Daniel, how are you doing? Oh dear, I'm trying to finish this sleeve off. My internet keeps cutting out, so you're lucky I'm still here. I had 3 goes before I could go live. I keep saying if I go off again, I'm going off. I'm not too bad, you know. Keep on keeping on, as they say. Just wishing it to stop flipping raining. Are you still in Scotland or have you moved? I thought you were moving or something, Daniel. Did I read that wrong? Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe. Oh, yeah. You're in Bognor Regis. So that's a bit of a difference from Scotland, isn't it? Is it posh in Bognor Regis? It sounds it, doesn't it? It sounds posh. Sounds like Harrogate, places like that. It sounds posh. Some places sound like a bit more upmarket, don't they? It's not that posh. I thought you'd have hired the tone now you two have moved down there. You've not lowered it, have you, Daniel? Oh, dear. I'd be lowering it if I moved to Bognor Regis and said, my God, what's happened here? Who's this strange woman? I can lower the tone on my own, yeah. What are you doing, Janet? What are you doing? I'm making a pig's ear somehow. Only I can go wrong on a bit of straight knitting. You can tell I'm not concentrating, can't you? I'm doing well. My shoulders are starting to hurt now. They're saying, well, go away. You have knitted too long. I should really do some crochet. I'm getting fed up of knitting now. I just had this yen to do some knitting. Not often I want to knit, but sometimes I do. I actually had the urge to knit some socks the other day, and I don't know why, because I don't wear them. So why would I have the urge to knit a pair of socks? Yeah, I suddenly thought, I'm going to knit some socks. And then I just thought, Janet, you've got about 10 pair that you don't wear. Why would you want to knit another pair? Maybe I might wear them when it's winter. I don't like the feel of hand-knit socks on my feet, though. That's my trouble. I don't like the feel of socks on my feet. I should put some on. You got work in the morning, right? Yeah, I'm going in a minute anyway, Daniel. So good night, and thank you for visiting. Nice to see you. I was hoping to finish this sleeve. I might do before I go. I've got 10 minutes, so I might just finish it off. You never know. He might have been walking to work. He might live round the corner. If things get any worse with us over here, well, all the pensioners will be trying to find a job. I'd be looking for a part-time job if I could do anything. Microwave grains. Doesn't sound very appetizing, Dolly. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. Dotty, sorry. You're not convincing me. That's nice. Merchant grains. I've not heard of that. I'm not into grains and seeds and stuff like that. They get in your teeth, don't they? It's like rice. I don't like brown rice. Rice with things in. I only like basmati. And I like to boil it myself. I don't like it in a bag because they do all sorts to it. I don't know what they do. But when I went on that course for my diabetes, he told me never to have it. Never get boiling a bag rice or microwave rice. Or quinoa. Oh, I don't like quinoa. Yeah, it's about right, Chris, that, I tell you. Blooming Starmer. I'm glad I didn't vote for him. They're all right. They get their eating bills paid. Look at the wages they're on. If I had their kind of wages, I wouldn't need any help with my heating bill. If they can't pay their own heating bills after and those kind of wages, it's hard lines, isn't it? So if they make it to the next election, they won't be in there long. Well, it is quinoa. What does she call it? Quinoa. I don't mind couscous, but I tried quinoa. I didn't like it. It's like that other stuff that looks like mashed potato. I didn't like that either. Like yellow mashed potato. I must admit, I thought it was called quinoa until. No, not sweet potato. It's like some other stuff. It looks like yellow mashed potato when it's done. It looks like semolina stuff. I can't think what it's called now. That's vile. Apparently somebody said, oh, you've got to put peppers and God knows what in it. No, not sweetened carrot mash. It's some kind of yellowy stuff. It looks like you mix it kind of like porridgey stuff. It's like, oh, I don't know what it's called, but it's not nice. I can't think what it's called. No, it just looks like mashed potato, but it's, you mix it like with hot water or something, or you cook it and stuff. I remember seeing, what you call it? Oh, that cook using it. Him was going on about school dinners, Jamie. No, it's not Smash. Jamie, whatever. And he did a recipe with it, and he said, I can't understand why people don't eat more of it. And I'm like, ugh. So I bought some because he'd used it, and it just didn't taste of anything. Yeah, Jamie Oliver. I can't think what the hell it's called. It just looks like something you'd feed a baby. You know, it looks like pudding. The only rice I like is basmati or jasmine. I like jasmine rice. But I don't like rice with brown bits in it. Brown rice, you like chomp, 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 aren't you? Yeah. He does lisp a bit, doesn't he? Yeah. Jamie Oliver, he does lisp. Lisp. Oh, I wish I could tell you what this stuff was. Oh, it's done it again. Look, it's done it again. Oh, now it's just showing me mash. Oh, no, it's not telling me. Polenta. That's what it is, polenta. It's absolutely it. If you've never had polenta, don't bother. It's maize, I think. Maize, that's what it's made with. maze. It's awful. Don't bother, it's awful. Polenta. I know Jamie Oliver was saying, oh, it's very underrated. It's blah, 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 blah. You should do this, that, and the other. And it was, bleh. Good night, Linda. I'll be following you soon. I've just nearly finished my sleeve. Just got to get it to 6 stitches and then I'll be gone. Night, needed. Night, night. Night, Linda. Yeah, I'm on my last few stitches and then it'll be night, night from me too. Nobody noticed I didn't put my flowers on today. I thought that was pushing my luck too far with the computer keep going off because it's on the same plug. I thought I won't put my flowers on. Otherwise it will go off. It shares a plug with my computer, so I wasn't risking it, Dolly. Thought, no. Right, I'm on my last row now before I cast off. So I've done my 2 sleeves. All I've got to do now is sew it together and stitch the buttons on it. I do hate the noise, but it's mostly because of the computer business. I thought it might be one plug too far. You know, sharing the same plug as the computers. I'm not putting them on now. I'm going now. I'm going to bed now. Just casting off my last stitch. Got to cut my thread. Cut my thread. And now I've done. Yeah, good night, everybody. And thank you for keeping your fingers crossed for me. At least I didn't go off again. No, I'm not putting my flowers on, Dottie. You'll have to wait. I'll try for next week if it doesn't keep my finger. If it doesn't keep going off. Just pray for my finger, will you? My trigger finger. Finish 2 little sleeves. Well, that's the way around. 2 little sleeves. Finish them. No, I'm not putting my flowers on. I'm going to bed. Too late to put my flowers on. I start plugging my flowers on, the whole thing will go off. And then you won't see the flowers because I'll have gone. Yeah. Bye, everybody. Night, night. Speak to you all soon. Bye now.